Hello friends, welcome to the part 3 of NetflixClone. So this is the project that we are going to build using React.js and Firebase. If you haven't watched our part 1 and part 2 of this project, then you can check my description. I added the video links. So now let us jump inside our project. Here you can see our front end part is completed now. So the time is come to use React Router DOM inside our project because we want to navigate between our different screens. So this is our home screen, but we want to implement the login screen because whenever our user enter first time inside our app, he will not appear this screen, but we want to display login screen for the user. So first I want to go inside my browser and type here React Router. So this will help to navigate between our different screen, or you can say we can route between our screens. So first of all we have to install this React Router DOM. I am using npm. So I copy this and paste inside my terminal. Now first of all I want to go inside my folder, and here I want to paste this command. So you can read this documentation if you are not knowing this React router. So first of all we have to import these things. I don't want to use this link, so I remove this part. And inside our main view, let us using the functionality of routing system. Now inside the router, let us write here switch because we want to route between our different screen. The first screen, or you can say the by default, is our home screen. So route exit path, and this is for our home screen. So now save the file. Make sure you refresh the page, and here you can see whenever I apply the forward slash here, it will appear in our home screen because this is for our home screen. Now for simplicity, I want to create the different folder inside our source, that is for our screens. Inside that I want to move this home screen. So now you can see here there is an error. So first of all you can see the import path is changed now, and inside our home screen you can also see we have to apply this double dot before our this component. So now save the file, and the working functionality is now same after changing the path. So now inside our app.js I want to apply the functionality. So if our user enter first time inside our app, then he will be go inside the login screen. So let me create a new variable, and it is null by default. if the user will be null, so you can see if the user is not null, then he will be go inside this, and this is for our login screen. Otherwise he will be go inside this. So let me cut this and paste inside this. So first of all, we have to create the login screen. So go inside our screens. Inside our login screen, let us write here, this is login screen, and save the file. So we have to import this. So now save the file. So here you can see this is the login screen because our user is null now, and if the functionality is true, then it will be appearing our login screen. So to understanding this better, let me write here my name. So our user is not null now. So you can see here it will be appearing our home screen. But if the user is null, then he have to log in first. So now save the file and implement our login screen. Remember, we will make our login screen like this. Here the nice button, here the nice logo, and some piece of text will show here. Also with the input. So first of all, let us implement this logo inside our project. So instead of this text, I want to assign the class name, and that is login screen. The class name is totally up to you guys. And inside this, I want to create another div for our login screen background. Inside that, I want to display the image of our Netflix. So inside this source, I want to paste this path. You can simply get this path from my description. There is a GitHub repository link, so you can simply copy the code from my GitHub repo and paste inside your computer. So here you can see the Netflix image is too big, so we have to apply the CSS for our login screen. So import login screen.css. So now let us create the login screen.css file. So first, for our login screen, position is relative, and I want to use the height 100%. And now let us apply style for our image. So I want to assign the class name for our image tag, and that is login screen logo. Make sure you write here capital S because here the capital S. And for our login screen logo, I want to apply this style. Position is fixed. At left hand side, width is 150. Object fit is content because we want to maintain the aspect ratio, because we want to make this site responsive. And the padding left is 20 pixels. So this is the not CSS video. We are building the whole Netflix clone. So I will explain the CSS stuff in brief later in this video. Now I want to show the button here at right hand side. So first of all, go inside our login screen.js, and after this image tag I want to use the button tag, and the class name is login screen button, and I want to show the text that is sign in. So here you can see the nice button is added, and now let us apply the CSS like this. If you are expert in CSS, then you can simply copy this code from my GitHub repository and paste inside your machine. I do this part earlier. You can see here position is fixed. The cursor is like pointer because we write here this. I remove the border. The font weight is 600, so it is look bold. Background color is red and the text color is white. Font size you can see. Padding is 10 pixels and 20 pixels for our top and bottom. Then you can see I make this at right hand side for our top, and position is fixed. So this is the functionality for our button. Now you can see here we want to apply the background image inside our login screen. So background, and inside this URL I want to display this image, and I write here center no repeat, and background size will be cover. So save the file, but you can see here our background image like this is not appearing. So for that we have to apply the different trick. So now move inside the login screen.js file, and after this button tag I want to create a new empty div. So this div is empty, so you can also use the self closing tag, and I apply the class name that is login screen gradient. Now go inside login screen.css and write the style for our gradient, that is width I want to use 100%, z index 1, so they will be appear. on the top and height is 100 VH. So now save the file and refresh the page. Still our image is not displaying. Yes, because here we have to write capital N. And now save the file and you can see guys, our image is exactly showing. And now I want to apply some effect like this. So our image will be look like 3D. So for that, go inside login screen.css and after this gradient, now I save the file. Look here guys, you can see the difference like this. Whenever I apply, our image will be shown like 3D. And now the time is come to implement our body. You can see here unlimited films, TV programs and more. So now we are adding this part inside our project. So go inside login screen.js file and after this I want to write here a new div with class name login screen body. So now inside this fragment I want to write this unlimited films, TV programs and more, but you can see here this display here. So now go inside our login screen.css file. Let us apply style for our h1 text. Font size that I want to display, that is 3.125, and I want to apply margin bottom 20 pixels. So some part is changed but this text is not showing at the center. So now we apply style for our whole body. So now save the file and you can see the difference here. The color is white because here you can see for our whole body the color will be white. I apply the top 30%, margin left auto, margin right auto and text align center. So it display at the center. Now I want to write here watch anywhere, cancel at any time and this h3 text. So for that, go inside our login screen.js file and after this h1, I write here watch anywhere and cancel at any time. And after the h2, I want to display the h3 text and that is ready to watch. Enter your email to create or restart your membership. This is similar like the Netflix. And now we apply CSS. So for our h2 and h3, I decrease the font size, font weight. So I decrease the bold and margin bottom is applied. Similar for our h3 text. So you can see the difference. This looks great. Now after this stuff, I want to display the input tag like this and here the nice button. So now go inside our login screen.js file and after this h3, I want to create the new div with class name is login screen input. The name is totally up to you. And inside this, I want to create the form, and this is our self-closing tag. Type of our input, that is email, and I also apply the placeholder, that is email address. So now after the input tag, I want to display the button. So the class name for our button, that is login screen get started. We are applying this button. So I write the class name, that is login screen get started for our simplicity. And I also display the text, that is get started. So now save the file, and you can see here guys, the nice button is added. But now we want to apply changes like this, so we have to apply CSS. So now go inside login screen.css file for our input. So I want to go inside my div, then form, and then input. And inside this, I want to apply padding 10 pixels. You can see the difference here. After then, I want to apply outline width, and that is 0. Then height is like 30 pixels. Width is 30 percentage. Now I want to remove the border. You can see here that is very small, so border none. And after that, the last thing is max width, that is 600 pixels. So you can see the email address placeholder is display, and the input text is nice. But I also want to apply for our whole input. So login screen input, and that is margin 20 pixels. So you can see here the margin 20 pixels is added for our whole input. So now we have to apply CSS for our button. So login screen, and the class name for our button, remember, that is get started. And I apply this. You can see here color is white, background color, border is none, font weight and cursor pointer, because whenever I go inside this button, you can see here cursor pointer is added successfully. And now here you can see a nice login screen is show like this. There is no difference between our login screens. So I hope you did this login screen same as me. Now the time is come to add functionality to our buttons. You can see here whenever I click on this sign in button, or whenever I will click on this get started button, this sign in screen appear here. So for that, go inside our login screen.js file, and here first I want to declare our variable with hooks. So const sign in, and second one is set sign in. I am going to use state, and by default our sign in is false. Whenever our user will click, then it will be true. So for that, go inside this sign in button. So that is here, and here I want to apply the on click functionality. So if the user click on that button, then we will call the set sign in, and we are writing true. So whenever our user will click on this button, the sign in will be changed from false to true. Same we have to do for this get started button. So on click, set sign in true. So sometimes we are writing email address and press enter. So we don't click button all time. So whenever we enter, also functionality is happen that sign in true. So for that we have to go inside this input, and after this placeholder I am writing on submit editing. So after writing the email address, whenever we click on enter, it will be also call this set sign in to true, like this. Set sign in is true. So we appear this screen whenever our sign in is false. So for that, inside this body I am writing sign in. So if it is true, so it will change from false to true. Then we have to go inside our next screen that we create later, that is sign up screen. And if the sign in is false, then we have to display this stuff. So for that we have to cut this and paste inside this, and now save the file. First of all, we have to create this sign up screen. So import sign up screen from sign up screen. So now the time is come to create the new screen. Here I am right. This is sign up screen. Now save both of the file and make sure our page is refreshed. You can see the page is refreshed. Whenever I will click on the sign in button, you can see here this is sign up screen is show here. Functionality looks good. Or whenever I am writing this email address and press enter, also the sign up screen is appear. Now let us take a quick pause here, and if you want to continue with this project, then you can check my description. I added the part 4 video link, and if you like this part 3, then give me a thumbs up. And if you haven't subscribed my channel, then please subscribe. Okay guys, thank you and bye bye. Keep watching to IT Buddies.